Well, hello, 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 hello. It is another magnificent Monday. We are here in Miss G's Ladies Lounge. I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to Miss G's Ladies Lounge. I am your host, Gwen Finley, Miss G. That's me. I'm so excited to be here once again on this Monday evening. Listen, we've got so much going on. We've had so many great guests coming on and so much great information that we have discussed from the beginning of the year. And tonight we're going to have another great chat. We're not going to be here long tonight. Now, I know I've said that so many times, but I promise you, we're not going to be here that long tonight. Listen, I want to thank each and every one of you that have already joined in. I see you popping on in here. Go ahead and pop something in the comments. Let me know that you're here. Send me your name. Send me your, some greetings over there. Let's just get this show going. This chat, I should say, because we're not here for a show. We're here to chat about great things. Welcome to all my first time viewers. I'm glad that you have decided to join us here or just stop by for a moment, whatever it is. I hope that you do stay or come back and catch the rest if you don't have the time to stay tonight. But thank you so much for joining me. We are really here in the lounge. We call ourselves the relaxation station. So we love for you to come in, sit back, relax. The song, my intro is actually a song that I wrote, and the words to the song says, "Sit back, let your hair down, relax. Let us go ahead and do the chatting, and you just sit back and you can join in the conversation right over here on the chat." Or you can be one of my guests if you have something that you like to share with us. So, once again, I'm excited that you're here with me on tonight. It is Monday. We are here. We are in the middle of the month of March. We have already uh, sprung over, as they say, spring ahead, fall back. We have already done the springing over in the Eastern time zone, Eastern Standard Time. So we're doing that daylight savings time. I don't know about the rest of you where you're watching from, but it's amazing. As I said, I think on last week, just being able to see the sun after 5 p.m. Anybody else excited about that? I know I really am excited about that. So I have so much more energy after 5 now. Before I was running home and ready to go to bed at 5 o'clock. So it's 8 o'clock and I'm full of life. I'm ready to hang out with you all just for a few minutes. So again, don't forget to like, tag, share, send this to someone, send it in the inbox, send it on their page, send it in a text message, whatever you need to do. Go ahead and let someone know that Miss G's Ladies Lounge is live. We are here. Listen, tonight, I don't have a guest with me tonight. I've got some more guests that I'm lining up to come in. It's not that I didn't have anyone because some people have been reaching out to me, but I just wanted to come in and I wanted to touch bases with you all again as we have been starting from the beginning of the year. Even in the month of January, we started out with the new you. We worked our way through so many different components. And tonight, as I was out today, a thought popped in my head to share with you on tonight, a simple subject, a topic of catch and release. Because I was trying to decide, am I going to just do a replay? Am I going to get on here live? Am I going to just go to bed? Like I said, I had this little energy. So I was like, let me get on out here and talk to you guys because I am so ready for us all to do or to go to the next step. I'm sorry, I was looking for something that I need, but I don't see it. But I'm so ready for us all to go to the next step, the next dimension in what we are embarking upon. And I believe that if we can become a little more, put a little more effort into what we're working towards, I believe that 2024 is going to show us some great and powerful manifestations. It's going to take our hands working. It's going to take our minds, just the wheels in motion. It's going to take us doing the things that are necessary in order for us to be productive and to be successful. Now, you may say that your success, you're not trying to be rich. I did not say rich. There's a difference in being successful and being rich. Successful and rich can be rich not with money, but it can be rich in just completing whatever task you have put your hands to. It could be prosperous in that manner. It could be successful in the things that you have put your hands to. And so I believe that we are going to move ourselves by the help of God and those things that we have learned and we have studied and we have already put in place. I believe that those things are going to help us to get to the next level. I was watching something on yesterday, and I don't even really remember what it was, but one of the things that they said was that you cannot grow without goals. You have to have goals. You have to have a plan. You have to have vision. You have to have strategies. These are the things that's going to help you to be able to bring the vision and the dreams that you have into fruition. Now, maybe you've already started, but maybe you've gotten stagnant. I just looked at a video that I actually shared 2 years ago on this month, March 7th, 2 years ago. And it is for something that you'll hear about again real soon. But it's so easy for us to become stagnant, and the time will lapse so quickly. Again, thank you so much for joining me. Make sure that you let me know that you're here. Send me something in the chat to let me know that you're here. Just join into this chat with me. So I looked at this video and I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe it was March 7th, 2022 that I put this out and I got stagnant. I got stuck. Anybody out there ever got stuck in the middle of what you were trying to do? Anybody, you just found yourself with a whole plan, a whole desire, a whole dream and vision, but you got stuck. There has to be a plan in place, but the plan cannot fulfill itself. So even with every plan that we have in place, there are steps that have to take place in order for the vision to come to pass, in order for the dream to come to fruition. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm gonna have to do something that I don't like to do. So I'm gonna ask you all to hang out for just a moment, and I'll be right back. Can you hang out for me for just a moment? I know you can because you guys are a wonderful, faithful people there. So let's just look at the intro again. How about that? Wasn't that amazing? I know y'all like, no, what in the world did she do that Okay, so my sinuses are acting up today and I needed some tissues. I had to run and go get some. So thank you so much for your patience. Thank you for your thumbs up. I appreciate it. I appreciate you being patient and understanding. This is what live is all about. Things happen, right? All right. So listen, I see y'all popping in here, but y'all not talking to me tonight. I don't know what's going on. Let me know that you're here. Go on and pop something in the chat. You know I love an interactive audience. I love an interactive chat. All right. So tonight we're going to be talking about our topic tonight is catch and release. And you know, you like, now come on now, Miss G. What is this about catch and release? You done came up with some topics. I love having topics that just makes you think about something. And I don't know why it even popped in my head. I am not a fisher. Don't like fishing. I went once or twice. Too many bugs out there, standing out there all day waiting for one little fish to, grab the hook. It's not me. But it popped in my spirit, and immediately when it popped in my spirit, I heard something, really coming out with this topic. So I want to tell you about just have you heard of catch and release before? Catch and release fishing. Anybody out there heard of that before? Catch and release fishing. Do you like to fish? Do you know what that's all about? A lot of people like to go fishing so that they can get some fish for dinner. But it's just like making money and eating up all the profit, right? I mean, I know that's your purpose, but there's some bodies of water where the fish are supposed to be there just to populate and to make the area look pretty or whatever. So they allow you to go in and to practice and to catch the fish, but you got to release, you got to send it back. Now, sometimes that does not make sense, but sometimes I guess it can. So I decided, well, let me look and see why we do catch and release. And I found some kind of interesting information here, and it may not really catch your mind and your mind's eye, but just hear me out here. So it says that catch and release is actually when a type of recreational fishing where anglers immediately release a fish back to the water where it was caught. It's a great conservation strategy, but simply letting the fish go does not guarantee that it will live. Now, I want you to catch that. Simply letting the fish go does not guarantee that it's going to live. So just because you caught the fish and you let him go back into the water does not mean that it's going to live. It's not a guarantee. Catch that. Okay. All right. Let me go to the next thing. That's what it is. Now, why is it important? It says keeping the fish properly supported and partially in the water keeps the fish calm while handling. Catch and release fishing improves native fish populations by allowing more fish, catch that, more fish to remain and reproduce in the ecosystem. This practice provides an opportunity for increasing numbers of anglers to enjoy fishing and to successfully catch fish. Y'all hanging out with me? Y'all understanding? Y'all getting this? Anybody getting this here already? All right. So, one more thing that I saw, and we Google everything. So, I'm over here on Google. So, one more thing that I saw that was of interest to me was it said here how to go catch and release fishing, the complete guide. All right. So it says catch and release starts before you even hit the water. Number one, you need the right equipment and the right game plan. Most importantly, you need the right mentality. Mm. Catch and release fish Catch and release fishing. If you're going to do it, you want to do it right, you're going to have the right equipment, the right game plan, and the right mentality. So now there we were talking about fishing. I know this is not for some of you, but I promise you it really is. So if you could just hang on, you'll figure it out. So let's go back to our, I am a visionary author and coach. And so most often I'm going to talk to you about vision. That is my subject that I love to talk about. Why? It's just something that has been placed in my spirit. As you know, I authored my first book, Let the Vision Speak. And Let the Vision Speak is a book where I talked about allowing the vision to come forth. We often have a vision, we often have dreams, we often have something that's in our spirit, but we very often will not release what's in our spirit, right? So we are always wanting to figure out how do we get from the place of having that dream and that vision and bringing it into fruition. So we've talked about that over and over and over. Good evening, Linda. Thank you so much for joining me on tonight. But tonight, I just want to bring a little more to your attention as far as catch and release. So number one, we're going to go through just a few little prompts, and like I said, we're not going to be here long. It's 8:16. Give me 14 minutes, and we're going to be done. All right. So number one, catch the vision. Discerning the spirit. Catch the vision. We know that the scripture says, that without vision, the people perish. And there was so many contexts to that scripture that's in the Bible. And it's just a normal process for everyone. We all need to have vision. That does not mean we all have vision through our eyes, because even blind people have vision. Have you ever seen a blind person who can play the piano? It's visualizing every step that they need to take to bring forth that sound. It's visualizing their hand movements. It's visualizing the keyboards in their mind. They somehow know that this is a chord, and if I bring this chord together and I do this and this and this, I'm going to create a sound, right? So you have to be able to catch the vision. The vision can come to you when you're asleep. It can come to you when you're awake. It can just come to you when you're in the middle of doing something else. But the vision has to be there in order for you to be able to bring it to manifestation. Now, most often we have visions. Sometimes we don't really understand that it is a vision, that it is a dream, something that we need to act upon, and something that we need to bring into manifestation. So many times we think we just saw something in our mind's eye, and we thought about it, and it's going to go away. But when that thing keeps turning and turning, and it won't let you go, it won't let you loose, that's your indication that there's something else that has to happen with this vision, right? So we all know, as I said, I wrote the book, Let the Vision Speak, but we all know that the scripture that is in Habakkuk, the second chapter, says, write the vision, make it plain, right? Um, and the vision does speak. If you keep reading on, it says, for in the end it shall speak and it shall not lie, right? So, but writing the vision is what has been given to us. Writing it down, not just a piece of paper, but giving it a place, giving it a format, giving it an outline, writing the vision. We talked all about the outline of the vision and all of that. If you go back a few weeks when we talked about how to outline the vision, you can get all of that information. I don't want to repeat all of that, but I'm just bringing you back to these things. So you got to catch the vision. You got to discern it in your spirit that this is something that is not just a passing thought, but this is actually a vision that I need to act upon, that I need to bring into manifestation. And then you need to write the vision to make sure that you don't forget the details, to make sure that you are putting it to action. Number one, this is your first action step, putting it to action, right? All right. So, and not only are you putting it to action by writing it down, but you're making it plain. You're also bringing, you need to I'm a woman of prayer and faith. So you need to really consider the vision, pray for clarity, pray for understanding, pray for all those things that you need to make sure that you are not just, because you can sometimes have something in your mind and then you see somebody else doing it and you start thinking, oh, they did it that way, I need to do it that way. But that's not necessarily the way you need to do it. So you need to make it plain so that it is relevant to your vision, relevant to your assignment, right? So we talked about that earlier as well. Thank you again. I see y'all still popping on in here. Go ahead and let me know that you're here. Just say hello. You coming in my house. Come on in here and say hello. I love you. All right. So next, after writing the vision and making it plain, we want to start working towards that vision, how we can connect with others and follow those mentors who have done it before and get some encouragement and some what's the word that I'm looking for, get some things that's going to help us to be able to even spark the excitement about the vision, show us maybe some direction of which way to go. Now we don't want you to go and do any plagiarism and try to steal somebody else's vision or anything like that. But believe me, what God has assigned to you, no one else can do it but you. I know you've heard that before. People say it every day. What God has given to you, no one else can fulfill your assignment but you. All right. So if an assignment looks like something that you've done, trust me, there's an element that has nothing to do with what God gave you to do as far as it's concerned, even if it's a business that, because we know that there is nothing new under the sun, but that does not mean that every component of what you do is going to be the exact model of someone else. I went somewhere today and we started talking about the model. There's a model for every business, there's a model for every entity, there is a model that each person has. And so your model of what your vision is going to do is going to be totally different than the model of what my business is going to do. We can both have a clinic, but your clinic may do something totally different than my clinic. And it may be just one element that puts the icing on the cake for my clinic, that those people who need what I have is going to come over into my clinic rather than going over into your clinic. Not because it's so much better, but it's meeting their need, right? So these are the things that you want to look at. Look at the mentors that have done it before you and try and see what their model is and what sets them apart from others. And then think about what is inside you and what is your vision and your dream. Who is your vision and your dream supposed to speak to, and what is it supposed to accomplish, and who is it supposed to reach? Okay. All right. We moving. We only got 8 minutes left. All right. So, and again, I say, if you're here, go ahead and let me know that you're here. If you like what I'm saying, let me know you like what I'm saying. If you understand what I'm saying, let me know you understand what I'm saying. Where y'all at? All right. So funding the vision is important. So you can't expect to have a vision and don't do anything to help it to grow. Good evening, Mother. Thank you so much. I love you. Always so supportive and loving. Thank you, Mother Weaver. So, you can't expect to have a vision and not fund the vision and expect it to grow. One of the things that holds many people back from their vision prospering or really coming into fruition is finances. And I understand that sometimes it could be um, seemed a little out of the way for you. It may seem unattainable, but the truth of the matter is, and here again, I'm a woman of prayer and faith. So here again, if God gave you a vision, what is He going to give you? I know y'all know the answer already. But if He gave you the vision, He's going to give you the provision. All right. So He's going to help you to fund that vision. But you have to make steps toward. He has to know that you're serious about bringing this vision into fruition. He has to know that this is not just a hobby for you. It's not just something that you just want to play around with, but that you are serious in fulfilling the assignment and the things that he has put in your hand, and watch the provision come forth. So therefore you need to what? Pray for your vision. You need to really, as we said earlier, write it down, make it plain, pray for it, catch the vision and discern that spirit. All right. So we're on number 4 there, funding that vision. And so now we come to the point where we are able to release the vision. Now, there's a lot of steps in between there. We talked about those January through February. So I am just touching points on those there, and we're going to now reach into releasing the vision. All right, so release the vision. Listen, as we talked about, for those of you that came in a little late, we talked about the catch and release fishing. And for some people, it's like, what does that have to do with it? But catch and release, the one thing that they said is you have to, in order for it to be successful, you have to first make sure that you have the right equipment, you have to have the right game plan. And most importantly, it says that you need the right mentality. Now, they're just talking about catch and release fishing, but we're talking about a vision. We're talking about releasing that vision. And if it's the same process, just like they need to have the right equipment, you need to have the right steps. You need to have the right equipment. You need to have whatever it takes to fulfill your vision. You need to have you need to understand that when we talked about outlining your business plan and your goal and all of that, you need to have all of that in place so that when you go to release your vision, you're not stammering and staggering trying to figure out what to do next. You've already got this laid out. Now you just need to acquire all of the right equipment. Now that you have all the right equipment, now you have to have that same game plan that you put together. You have to have it in alignment so that it matches up with your equipment. And then the last thing it talked about was having that right mentality. This is even how catch and release fishing. Now, let me go back to the catch and release fishing, because even though it seems like just a hobby for some, it became a thing where they were able to not just do it as a hobby, but also the agriculturists or whatever they're called, they're able to go in, they're able to do some surveys and some statistics and all that. They got to always be looking at stuff, but it's important because we don't need, we love eating fish. How many of y'all love a good fish sandwich? Okay. They used to go to church and you go down there and you smell the fish cooking while you trying to have service and you trying to figure out, do I need to stay for the rest of the service or go get my fish sandwich? Right. All right. Well, they got to make sure that it's a fish that is edible, that is a fish that is not going to harm you. So it's a lot of things that they do with these fish to make sure, are the fish going to multiply? Are they just going to die off if they come out of the water? What's going to happen with these fish, right? So they do their statistics in the catch and release, and they talk about this. How fast will the fish die after coming out of the water, or will it live on? So there's so many different components that they're trying to find out. So here's the same thing. When we're building our vision, we catch the vision, right? That comes into our spirit from when we are in communication with God. You catch that spirit, that vision that He has placed in your spirit. And I'm not going to say that the vision will get lost if you don't respond to it right away, but it may take you a while to be able to discern it or decipher that it's an actual vision. So that's why that point came up, to catch that vision, catch the vision. You heard people say that before, catch the vision. All right. So now we're talking now about releasing the vision. Now the vision, one of the script things in the scripture that we talked about in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, says, for it shall speak and it shall not lie. And as I said, I wrote the book, Let the Vision Speak. You got to release that vision off of you. You can't just keep it in your mind and in your brain and expect it to fulfill itself. You can't, the vision has a purpose. It has it has a plan. It has an ending. It has a hope and a future. The vision, all of that has to be manifested, but it takes your hands, it takes your mind, it takes your thoughts, it takes your action in order for the vision to come to pass, right? And in that scripture, they talked about so that they that read it may run with it. Well, I've read a couple of different interpretations of that, but it's not necessarily that you even would be the one running with the vision, but it's that you are releasing that vision as well so that others can also run with the vision, right? So if it's meant for me to get what you have, I can't get what you have until you release it. I can't be blessed by your gift until you release the gift. I cannot um, get the benefit of what you have inside of you until you release it. We talked before that it's not always about you. And most times it's not even about you. What you have inside of you is usually for someone else. We are here as kingdom builders. We are here as disciples. We are here as people that God has put on this earth so that we can go out and we can do the kingdom work, right? So therefore, the things that are inside of us now, if it was just for us, we could just stay home and just sit here and watch ourselves just do whatever we're going to do. But we have to go out. We have to build the kingdom. We have to disciple others. We have to let the vision be released into the earth so that others can be blessed by it. Others can benefit by it. Others can grow because of what we have released into the earth. Okay? So here's some ways to help you to release. So we're going to start now with the A's. We're going to go A, B, C, D. All right. So A, build your portfolio. We talked about that before. Build that portfolio. Let people know what your vision is all about. You should have a portfolio that some way or another, they're going to be able to see what you have to offer. They're going to be able to see what you've done. They're going to be able to see what you can do, right? So build your portfolio so that others will be able to understand what the purpose of your vision is. Okay. Um, I um, I have some books here that I have had for so long, things that I've done over the years, and I need a new book. But I look back and I was like, wow, sometimes I didn't realize how much of a portfolio I really had because we just do things sometimes just haphazardly, not really thinking about what's actually being done and how much it has played a part in our vision or the assignment that has been placed in our hands. And when you start to build that portfolio and you look back, you'll be surprised at the people's lives that you've touched. You'll be surprised at the things that you have released into others, not for your own glory, but so that they can be blessed. We just talked about that, so that they can be benefited. So most of the things that I've done, many people may not even know that I've done them, but it's there so that I know that I have been able to pour into others the things that they needed or the assignments that was given to me to pour into others. All right, so build that portfolio. B, create and develop your marketing strategies. Oh Lord, I'm 3 minutes over. We've got to do this real quick. I got two more. We're going to be out of here. All right. Create and develop your marketing strategies. We talked about that as we've gone through the beginning of this year. You have to have a strategy. Without a strategy, without a plan, you're just walking around, with a hobby doing a little of nothing, right? So create and develop your marketing strategy. So don't just create the strategies, but you got to develop it. You've got to make it move. You've got to bring it into action. So if you decide that you want to do a billboard, work towards your billboard. If you decide that you want to do a commercial, work towards your commercial. If you decide that you want to do some ads and or some other things, work towards that marketing strategies so that your vision can be released and it can speak to others. Okay? All right. And there, even with building your marketing strategies and developing and creating and getting it out there, you're now going to start building your audience. How can you build your audience? There's so many ways you can build your audience. You can build your audience in person. You can build your audience like this right here. You know, this I know it says that I have so many people watching, but I promise you, if I go back and look at the analytics and I look at the analytics is what it is, algorithms and all that other good stuff that they show me, different things that happened over even the night, 1 hour, 1 week, and I will see that many more people have actually uh, tuned in, even if they caught 5 seconds of it, 5 minutes. It may have been enough to prick them to come back and watch the rest. I know I do that often. If I'm busy, I will see, okay, they're talking about such and such. I'm going to come back and I put it in my save. Because, those three little dots up at the top of your screen, at the top of that post, you can hit that and you can put save reel. Did you know that? If not, I just told you. You can hit save reel and you can come back and watch it later. So you go in your saved videos and your saved posts, and you can go back and you can look at it later. So hey, hey, hey. All right. So if you can't watch the whole thing, make sure you hit those three little dots up there, click save, and come back and watch it another time. Or you can just go to the person's page, but build your audience. There's different ways to build your audience. You can invite people over. You can have a Zoom session and do registration, invite people to come in and chat with them and show them what you have available. There's so many different things that you can do to be able to build your audience. Okay. So then D, which is our last one. Now it's time for you to really work your vision. Remember, nothing is going to happen until you work it. Like I said, sometimes I get tired and I'm like, oh, I'm just going to go home and I'm going to get into bed. And I can hear those that know Charvette, our coach that we are part of her online group. And she also has a Platform Builders Summit. She also has a Platform Builders program. And so one thing she's always going to tell you is that your consistency is going to be key. And you've heard that before. Consistency is key. If you're not showing up, people will forget about you, or people will not know who you are. People will not remember what you have or what you offer. So now that you have the vision, now that you've brought it to out into the open and you released it to others, now you have to work the vision. So if you sell products, you can't just make products and have them sitting in your living room and expect them to be sold, right? How are you going to get those products sold? Jasmine is not on here tonight, but or maybe she is, I don't know, but she was making her candles, and I went to as a customer because I did have some interaction with her, so I knew she sold candles, and I went to her house and she had this table full of candles, awesome candles. The smells were great. The next thing I know, she was saying they were in the hair store. Well, I mean, how appropriate. Find a place, find an outlet, find a way to work your vision. Your vision may not be a product. Your vision may just be ministry. I heard someone talking the other day about wanting to pray. And I don't know if they're listening or not, but it's okay. I'm not going to call their name. But they were talking about wanting to pray. You don't need someone else's platform to pray. Build your own platform. Get your own audience, right? There's so many things that you can do. Um, you don't have to wait for someone else to ask you anymore. This is a day and time. You want to have be in a magazine? Build your own magazine, girl. You want to be in somebody's book? Write your own book. You want to be on somebody's show? Get your own show. I used to get people that asked me a lot, to come and speak and all of that. And then I went through a period of time where I didn't get a lot of speaking invitations, and it was okay because I decided I wasn't going to wait for anybody else. Now I could go stand on the street corner with a bullhorn and a speaker like some other people, but this is what God gave me right here. This is the kind of platform that he gave me. And whatever audience passes through, I'm grateful for every person that comes in. I'm grateful for every person that stops by. I'm grateful for every person that hears and listens. And what I found out was people that I did not even know were actually watching my shows would come back and start telling me that they watched the show. They tell me all about it, and I'm like, "Really, you saw the show?" And I didn't see, like, this says there's two people watching. Well, that's fine. We had seven earlier. We had different numbers, and maybe they had to go somewhere. I don't know. But you'll be surprised how many people you can actually work your vision, and they will see what you have to offer. They will see mother, come on here, because I watch you, and you probably don't know it, but I watch you on, I think it's second Sundays when you up there preaching. Sometimes we don't even know people are watching us. And I'm there in that audience listening and saying, "Go ahead, mother," or whoever. There are so many times when I've looked at different things that people are doing. I've gone on their websites. If you have a website, it gives people an opportunity to see what you do and what you offer. So make sure that you work your vision. Get those plans in place. Move the vision from out of here and bring it into reality and fruition. Let's do what the scripture tells us: write the vision, make it plain, that all those that see it can run with it. They can do whatever they need to do so that it will benefit them and others who they want to hear it, or who they feel needs to hear it, or wherever they feel that it needs to go. You'd be surprised how many people will tell you that they did something and someone else told someone else about their project or their music or their book or whatever. It got into the hands of someone else, and maybe you didn't even know that person. But by you just getting it to point A took it to point B, C, and D. And, before you know it, this has gone into the hands of where it needs to go, and you will see the manifestation once you have done your part. So here we are today. My subject today, what was my subject today? My subject today was catch and release, because it's time for us to catch the vision that God has placed in our spirits. Catch it, don't let it go until we have done the proper steps to release it so that others can know what we have to offer and what is inside of us that God has given us, and so that it will benefit those who should hear it, those who should receive it. So catch and release. All right, that's all I've got for you on tonight. I went 13 minutes over my time. But I'm grateful for those of you that did pop in, those of you that stayed, those of you that listened. And I pray that everyone was blessed by what you heard on tonight. I've got other great guests that are coming. I had a young lady I was trying to get on the show tonight, but she was traveling. So we got other people who have reached out and they would like to be on the show. So we're going to be coordinating. And if you have a gift, if you have a ministry, a business, or a product or something that you want to share, here is an opportunity for your marketing. Here is an opportunity for you to come on and share and release the vision that you have. Now, if it aligns with our show, I'd be glad to have you on here. If it does not align with our show, I pray that you find the right platform. All right. So, all right. Make sure that you join me back here on next week. I am Gwen MsG Finley, and I am excited about everything that you are getting ready to do. I believe that God is getting ready to open doors for you that you could not even imagine. I also want to put a bug in your ear that soon we will be doing, I will be doing an online workshop. And I would love for those of you to be prepared to join me in that workshop because you've been listening to me talk about it, but now it's time for you to be about it, right? So we're going to be opening up this workshop for those of you that want to actually put these things into place. And I'm going to be there. My goal is to be there to assist you in any way that I can, even if it means referring you to someone else who can do it better. But I want to be there for you. I want to be there with you to help you bring those dreams and visions into fruition. Get them out of your head because your head is just going to start. You're going to be starting. And you're going to be saying to yourself, I've got to get this out. I've got to get this out of my spirit. So let's get moving. Also, I want to remind you that you can get a copy of my book, Perfectly Flawed, The Diamond Status. Make sure you put the diamond status that you have to put if you're going to look for it online. It is there on Amazon.com. And all you have to do is put in Perfectly Flawed, the diamond status, or just put Perfectly Flawed and put my name, and it should pop up. If you have trouble finding it and you can always inbox me and I will send you a link. You can also go to my website. Everything is right here at the top border. But you can also go to my website, www.gwenfinley.org, to get more information about me and about the things that will be coming up. We will be updating some information pretty soon. Also, I have another project that I'm getting ready to release soon. So stay tuned. It's all going to come together and it's all going to be great. Again, have a wonderful evening. Remember, God loves you, and so do I. Good night.